Welcome to the CEO update of All Things MS, coming to you today from our brand new Rockingham Centre. Today we'll talk about a number of important things. We'll give an update on the National Disability Insurance Scheme, we'll talk about what's going on in events, and of course our funding contribution to research, which is all important. And let's have a look around Rockingham, but before doing that I probably need to tell you that I'm actually not here on my own. I'm here today with Mark Douglas, who's managing the project for the National Disability Insurance Scheme, the all-important NDIS. Mark, welcome.
Thanks, Marcus.
Tell us about your role.
My role commenced in July 2014 and I'm a project officer working with the National Disability Insurance Scheme, and part of my role was to assist our members and identify the ones living in the trial site areas and to help them just access the scheme.
And my understanding is that there are 2 trial sites about to turn into 3. Tell us a bit more about that.
Okay, so the 2 trial site areas that we have at the present time are the Commonwealth scheme, which is operating in the Hills area of Perth, and the state-based scheme, which is actually operating or started in July 2014 in selected areas of the lower southwest, and from July this year will be available to residents, if they're eligible, in the Coburn Kwinana area.
And for those of us who don't know too much about it, what exactly does it mean? If I was someone with multiple sclerosis or another neurological condition, say living in Busselton, what would that mean for me?
It means that you may be eligible to access supports that you currently aren't receiving at present.
And what sort of supports?
There are a range of supports available to people, so they may be in-home type help, or they could be therapies such as occupational therapy, physiotherapy, or a counselling service.
And it's probably bigger and better than the system that currently operates?
My belief is that it is a fairer system than what we have currently.
Fantastic. So if you wanted to give some advice to someone with MS, perhaps with the NDIS just around the corner waiting to roll out in their area, what might that advice be?
I would strongly encourage our members to make contact with us and to seek input from us to assist them with their planning and to obtain the best possible outcomes that they can from the scheme.
Mark Douglas, thank you very much.
Thanks, Marcus.
Well, Gail Szabo is our very busy events manager, and on May the 27th at World MS Day, Gail, I think you were particularly busy. Tell us about that.
Well, we started off doing a street appeal in the city of Perth. Have Channel 9 present with a couple of live crosses, which was great. JK came on down. Then Maddie Knight from the Wildcats also made an appearance along with certain characters, including Elmo, that I believe he had a few photos taken with. Then we also went out to some suburban shopping centres as well and just had, I guess, mini activities for children to, I guess, create that awareness and build that awareness. So, you know, we can obviously make people aware of what it is possibly like living with MS.
And World MS Day is, of course, just one day in the calendar. You've been involved in a few other things as well.
Yeah, we certainly have, I guess, been a busy 6 months, including our inaugural night ride back in April. And then we now move on to dinner auction in August, stadium stair race in November, and not to forget our marquee event, the Ocean Ride, in October.
Well, Gail, on behalf of the thousands of people with MS living in this state, we couldn't do half of the things we do in terms of service growth and, of course, our contribution to research without the efforts of both you and your team. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Marcus.
Well, I'm delighted to say that the MS Society has performed really well, and we've had a tremendous surge to the line at the end of June. So here we have a result that we can all be very proud of. We've grown our member services by over 10%. Real things like physiotherapy, occupational therapy, nursing, counselling, and all points in between. And then there's the all-important area of research. And it really is a pleasure to tell you that we have made a record contribution to research, $1.5 million. $1 million of which will go to both national and international research, and $500,000 that we will keep here in Western Australia to allow our brightest and smartest minds to help us to find the cause and cure for MS. And that makes us the leader in Australia. But I have to say, it's a position that I will be delighted to relinquish if we could get others to contribute more than us. So wonderful news for us all, and we're looking forward to tremendous next 12 months on your behalf. So there we have it. We talked about the great things going on in events and of course the all-important National Disability Insurance Scheme, which is already well underway and just around the corner for the full rollout. Plus our record contribution to research, something about which we are very proud. So what's coming up? Well, how about the brand new MS Mega Home Lottery, where you can choose from a $1.6 million home in City Beach, or perhaps if you're more inclined, just a lazy $1.35 million in cash. Plus, for those who are feeling energetic and full of the will of life, how about our ocean ride for MS? But until we meet next time, let's fight the good fight and let's stand up to MS.